All right. Good morning once again. You are welcome to Digital Z Hub. As you can see, an online training platform where we offer technological training across different programs, just as mentioned on the slide. Okay, so being the first class, what I will try as much as possible to achieve is to be able to establish a very strong background on web development. But I will start by asking you if you have done any programming related program before.
No.
Okay. And then I will also ask if you have done any basic computer training before now.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, sure, but not that I can really remember everything.
Okay.
But
But at least you can work with Microsoft Office. You can work with
not
Office,
really.
right?
No.
I'm talking about Microsoft Word, Excel,
Say
Power.
no.
Can you work with any of this program? I just want to know how familiar you are with the
No.
okay, because this particular program is
Yeah, that's me.
this particular program is an advanced program. At the same time, it is a professional program. So it is expected that whoever is venturing into coding or programming, at least you have 30 to 40% computer foundation knowledge. However, that will not be an issue in as much you have used the computer or you are exposed to it, not necessarily be that you are using it for office work. So in as much you are a little bit exposed to it, you can take the program. So, but what I'm going to do, now that I know your level of computer usage, I'll try as much as possible to see how I can factor in some of the basics uh, operations so that you can flow better. All right, so we are starting with general introduction to website designing or development. General introduction to website designing or development. So we have to start by understanding what is a website that we want to learn how to develop. That is where we should start from. So a website can be defined as the collection of web pages. A website can be
Can you give me
defined.
can you give me 1 minute? Can you give me 1 minute? Let me get pen and paper.
Okay, quickly,
Sorry.
please. Quickly, please. All right. So I hope that explanation was clear, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I hope that explanation was clear.
Yeah.
All right. So okay, so like I was saying, so I was trying to explain the back end what languages. So now we know that there are two back end languages we have to learn before we can develop the front end, sorry, the back end of a website. Now, we need to also know how to host. There is what we call website hosting. So it's not just developing locally. You must learn how to what? To host or hosting. So hosting is simply making your website visible on the internet. That is, once you are done writing the website locally, then you have to put it on the internet, and that will require you buying a domain name and the file space. So that is going to be the last aspect of the training. So now I want to quickly look at the next topic as planned for this particular section. So the next topic, now that we understand that most website has two different interfaces, the front end, the back end, and the different languages that are used in building them. Let's quickly talk about programming IDE. Programming IDE. Let's write that. Programming IDE. Programming IDE. Programming IDE. So what do we mean by programming IDE? IDE. Now, the full meaning of IDE is integrated development environment. That is the full meaning of what? IDE, integrated development environment. Okay, now the simplest way we can understand what an IDE is for us to say this way. You know, if you want to write a letter, you consult a text editor like Microsoft Word, right? Are you following? Are you still here?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Now, as a programmer or somebody who writes code, you need an interface to write your code. You need an interface to write your code. You need a platform to write your code. For example, who is a programmer? A programmer is someone who writes instructions for the computer to what? To adhere to. Are you with me?
The network is breaking. I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I said a programmer is someone who writes code for the computer to perform certain tasks or action. Now that you know the role of a programmer, a web developer is a programmer that programs on websites.
You said
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. You said the IDE.
I said the IDE is an application which is an application or a platform that aids code writing. So that is why I was explaining who is a programmer. So
You said it's a program.
It is not a program. It is a platform used for writing code.
It's application or platform used to writing code.
Used for writing code. Used for writing code. Have you gotten it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was trying to explain that you cannot speak any of these programming languages without consulting at least one of the IDE. So as we are going to learn how to build website, definitely we'll be writing code. You can see the numbers of languages that I mentioned. HTML, we are going to write code. CSS, we are going to write code. JavaScript, we are going to write code. PHP, we are going to write code. So the question is, which platform will you use to write these programs? And that is why we are looking at IDE. Okay, so just see an IDE as an application software that you must install as a programmer in order for you to write codes. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. So now that takes us to let's quickly look at the example of some of the popular used IDE by programmers. So example, let's quickly take some examples so that we know the one we are installing. Example of some use IDE. Example of some use IDE. So the first one is VS Code, which is known as Visual Studio Code. So that is the first type of IDE, Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code. Are you still here?
Yes.
Visual Studio Code. Now, the Visual Studio Code is one of the most used IDE for coding generally, whether it is web coding or it is application coding. The Visual Studio Code is the most used web coding app. Why? Because it's very light in terms of weight. It's very light. It does not cause your system to be slow. Meanwhile, there are some IDE you can install and then your system response can be very slow. So most developers consider Visual Studio Code over others. Another core reason why we choose Visual Studio Code because of so many extensions. It has almost all the programming languages extensions. And even the ones that it does not have their extension, there is a way, there is a function or a button or a link that can help you to integrate them. So let's quickly look at the second IDE, though we are going to use Visual Studio Code all through for learning this program. But I just want you to know that there are others in case you choose to use them. We have Atom. We have Atom is also an IDE that can be used to write code. So we have Sublime Text. We have Sublime Text. It is also an IDE. Then we have PyCharm. We have PyCharm. We have PyCharm. It is also an IDE that is specifically used for Python programming. So just for you to know that there are applications that aid code writing. So every code writer needs to consult one of them before he or she can successfully program. So now that we understand out of all
of them, does that mean all of them do the same thing?
Yes, they can do the same thing, but it is now left for you to choose which one you are more friendly with.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And so you can choose to install this one. You can choose to. Most of them, they are open source, which means that they are free. You don't need to pay for them.
Okay.
Now, let's quickly, for this training, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code all through. So you can also research and you will agree with me that Visual Studio Code is one of the most used, particularly when it comes to website development. So now let's quickly look at how to install it, because I'm very sure that you do not have it. I already have it. This is it. But I will just walk you through. Are you joining with your laptop?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are joining with your laptop, I will enable you to share your screen, since I have already installed mine. So I will use your screen to complete this particular task,
All right.
so that you can do it. So let me quickly enable you, and then I have stopped sharing. You can share now. Share your screen. Let me use your screen to walk you through the steps on how to install
Very good. Okay.
Visual Studio Code.
Should I click on the share?
Click on it. I've already enabled you. Just click. Have you?
Yes.
All right, so I can see your screen now. Now, I want you to open a browser. Make sure that you are writing the steps on how we are doing this. Should, in case you purchase another laptop, you should be able to do it yourself.
Okay.
Are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Pay attention. Now, open the browser. Open the browser. Let's say Google Chrome. Open a browser. You can remove. Good. Just open a browser. Open a browser.
I did.
All right. Now, click on where you have that new tab. No, you were there before now. Now, type in your Google search. Not there. The second search box. Good. Type download Visual Studio Code. Download Visual Studio Code. Download Visual Studio Code. Yeah, click on it. Good. Now click on the first option. This one that says download Visual Studio Code for Windows. Click on it. All right. Now we have different versions based on the device you want to use. The first one is the one that supports Windows 10, 11. The other one is the one that supports iOS, and then we have the one that supports Mac system. So click on where you have, click on that Windows 11 or Windows 10, Windows 11. The option, yes, tap it, click, good. Now, I believe the download have started. Check your download history. You see it there. See that
Yes.
download
Okay.
icon?
Yes.
Good. So just hold on. So once this process is completed, then go to your download. Click on it. Click on it. Let's install it, and then tap it. All right. Now choose the first option, the one that say accept. I accept the agreements. That's the license terms. Now, click on next. Click on next. Then click on next. Now check all those boxes. Check the one that says create a desktop icon. Where you have additional icon, check those boxes.
Yeah.
Check all of them. You need them.
Yes, I
Yeah,
create a desktop icon. Should I click on it?
Yes, click on it. Click on it. So that
Okay.
you an icon on the desktop as shortcut. Check other ones. Those ones that are empty, check them, please.
Then others.
Yes.
Open with code action on Windows Explorer.
Check other options. There are other options there that are not checked yet. where you have
no.
add open with code. Click on their bosses as well. Yes.
Okay.
The other two. The
Okay.
other one. Good. Or yeah, click on next. Click on next. Then install. Click on install. All right. So you wait. Make sure that you are taking note of the step.
Should I finish?
Yeah.
Look at it.
Okay, so you have now the next step. I want you to expand it. Let it cover the entire screen. Just expand it so that we can see all the features very well. No. Not there, not there, not there. The up one, the up one. Just go up, just go up. Good. Click there. Let me see what happened. All right. So now, once you have installed the app, you have to install extension. You have to install extension. Extension like Live Server or Five Server. So these are extensions that will enable us to render our design or the code on a browser as our testing machine. So how do we install the extension? Now, by your left-hand side, you will see, okay, I think I have to use my screen now so that you cannot share. So whatever I'll be doing, you can be doing it. So at some point, I will ask you to do this, to share your screen so that I can see what you have done. Or how wish you can actually follow me. I would have loved to use your.
Stop sharing now.
Yeah, stop sharing so that you can follow what's explaining accurately. So now let me open my Visual Studio Code. So the step you have to write now is how to install extension. How to install extension. So extensions are software or are pieces of software or commands that are designed to activate a feature, or they have their own purpose of installing them. I believe you can see my screen now, right? Let me confirm that. Okay, so let me close all these are previous code that I was writing. So let me close them so that I can show you how. Now, you can see this icon. I want you to go and click on it to check by your left-hand side. Have you find it?
My side.
Yes. I would like
you're sharing your screen.
Yes, you have to stop sharing your own. But are you not seeing my?
Yes, I'm seeing your own. That means I cannot click my own. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Now you see this icon. If you are seeing it,
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
So you will share now. This is what you should click on. That's what I wanted you to share now. You click on this icon for me quickly. All right, click on it. Good. So anytime you want to install extension, now you can see that it's listed out the extensions you have installed. Under install, what can you see? 0, which means that you have not installed any extension.
Anything.
Good. So you type inside that search bar, type
live server, as in LIVE. Just type live server. So when we start writing code in the next class, you understand why we are installing this. Good. Live server. Good. I can see it already. Good. Click on it.
Did I click on the first one?
Yes, click on the first one. Click on it.
Okay.
Now you now click on install. Click on install and wait and hold on. Then click on Trust Publisher and install. And wait. Good. Just hold on until that place that is showing installing change to what? Disable or uninstall. So just hold on. So this is how you install extension. Just hold on. All right. So you can see that it's not showing what? Disable, which means that you have successfully installed the extension called live server. So what will this live server do for us? This live server will help us to be updating our code on the browser as we write our code. So the best time you will understand this is when we start writing code, probably in our next class. So now click on that particular section where you click on that extension icon, the very first one, click on it. That is how you can return to your file.
Okay.
Just on share, let me show you. On share, let me show you.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Now this is the icon. Look at it. This is where you
okay.
So
yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted you to click. All right. Any question?
It has been so very clear so far. It's really been so clear so far. If I don't understand anything, and that depends on me. You've been a very good teacher. You take your time to explain everything. So
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really appreciate it.
Okay. So since I said this class is just to give you foundation, I want to stop here because the next class we start with practical. Because what we have done now is understanding what web development is all about, how to install the IDE, and set up the IDE. So in our next class, you help me to write the topic down. The next class, we are going to start from introduction to HTML. So we'll start with the first front-end language, HTML. We'll start with how to start creating contents.
Introduction to what?
To HTML. So we are going to start from that in our next class.
Okay.
Which will be on the Saturday, right?
Let me check.
Check the timetable.
It should be. So like the class is supposed to be tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, so what are the days? I know I gave you Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday.
Tomorrow is not Sunday now. Tuesday, Wednesday, what?
And Sunday.
So, and we have already missed Tuesday, right?
Okay.
We already missed Tuesday, so we have Sunday to meet. But what will happen is that if I am charged on Friday, I will let you know.
And that means I'll contact you before then.
Yes, exactly. So that we can fill up the one of Tuesday. That is
okay.
But just make sure that you contact me to know if I'll be charged. But tomorrow I have someone in the morning. Tomorrow is not there, but I can look into Friday. But just remind me.
All right. Later in the day, I will send that that remaining.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.